.8 ATAR. What?
You're saying that to antagonize me.
Yeah. People who are logical get antagonized easily. Very easily. But
I know, because I appreciate attention to detail.
okay. But let me give you but have you heard that? No, seriously, have you heard that saying that there are two types of people? You see a window and there's a sunset and it's unbelievable. And they go, wow, what a sunset. And the second person's walking towards the window and you're thinking, these guys are really immersed by this sunset. And they get closer and closer and closer and they stop at the window and suddenly their focus changes. And then they're like, why is there a scratch on the window? Mm-hmm. And they miss the sunset.
That's me.
Well, that's, so you're basically weighing the sunset at a less weighting scale than the scratch on the window every time in your life. So that's logic.
Not every time, but
every time.
Some of the time.
Every time.
Okay.
Anyway,
right.
so here's your intro. But actually, I didn't mention this to Michael last time. In these podcasts, there's no news reporter voice and weird type of trying to show yourself for something that you're not.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you grow up doing that a lot?
I don't know. Maybe there was a version of myself to my parents, and a version of myself to my friends. And I would say before I came here, there was probably a version of me as what I thought a real estate agent should be.
We'll get to that in a second. But let me give you a little intro so people know who you are. Okay. So I've got here 99.8 in your ATAR, but it's obviously significantly less. You got 98 point what? No. What'd you get?
I got 98.85.
Okay, 98.85. So you get 98.85. You became a lawyer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You started to be a lawyer, became a lawyer, left law, then got into real estate.
Yes.
That's pretty much the sequence, yeah?
Yep.
So what did you need in your ATAR to become a real estate agent?
An asterisk?
Yeah. I got one of those.
I know you did.
And they served me really well. Because where focus goes, energy flows. So how much did those answers in that questionnaire help you in real estate? My point is people out there who get 98 point whatever, and there's people out there who get asterisks, but where they end up, it's what they use from what they learned, right? So experience can't be years, it's what you learned within those years. And sounds like you learned nothing in that ATAR.
Well, hang on. I went and did a commerce law degree.
Oh, yeah?
I then practiced in mediation and dispute resolution.
It's impressive. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not trying to say that it's impressive, but
it is impressive.
I did learn things.
I'm only saying that because I'm jealous. But
yeah, okay.
But it's my segue. But anyway, and then you went into real estate. Didn't work out perfectly for you, and then you've ended up here. And in a short space of time, I think you sold the highest property you've ever sold. Your time on market reduced considerably for the people that you're serving. You're getting maximum outcomes more consistently. You had some of your best months in a very short space of time. Yeah. So how does somebody who's as intelligent as you, who got 98 point something, I keep forgetting, whatever, 98.8 in their ATAR, who becomes a lawyer, then becomes a real estate agent, what's the shift between being on the market for 90 days, not being able to run a process or a structure, and then suddenly the same intelligent person's put in a new environment and then works it out? How's that happen?
I feel like I'm probably one of the most certainty-driven people that work in this company, probably. And so I think having more certainty, I know you want me to use the B word.
What? Why is that so like crazy to you? Why? You know what, Cecily, for the people out there, because you're still like, we said, every time I speak to you, it's a 5-hour conversation because I'm just looping what I've said in 7 different ways because obviously I can't explain properly or you need a lot of reassurance. But why is it that somebody like yourself has got so much logic linked to what they're doing that they're totally illogical about a statement like you were about to say? I'm not going to say the belief word because you kind of don't 100% believe in it. but the only logic that exists is tied to that word. How does that make sense? I've never understood that of people who are highly logical.
What do you mean the only logic is?
Okay, well, Einstein said logic gets you somewhere, and he'd be one of your idols. You'd be I'm sure he would have got 99.98 in his ATAR, Cecily, so
Probably.
hold him at a very high regard. But why is it that someone like him says logic gets you somewhere, imagination takes you everywhere? Logic gets you from A to B, imagination takes you everywhere. Why is somebody like that putting logic to one side and leaning more towards things like belief and imagination, but then someone like you who's in the same kind of sphere of academic intelligence hasn't gripped onto that?
Because I find it hard to believe something that I can't see yet.
So you need to see it before
I need to see it, yes.
Okay. So you need to see something before you believe it?
Yes.
You don't think if you believe it, you'll see it?
That's a really big leap for me to make.
Okay, well, let's break it down. Let's go with
Like, I'm open-minded to...
Somebody's going to leave here crippled with their belief, you or me.
I think I'm open-minded to try things.
Let's break this down, because if someone's out there right now, it's all... And they're in your position. They're very logical. They're overthinking things.
Yeah.
But obviously now you're not. You've gone to a whole new level. We're kind of like, if we had this podcast 6 months ago, it probably would have been a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
But you're saying that you need to see it before you believe it, right?
So, so before I decided to join here, what that looked like was seeing people in the company achieving certain things. And then to me, my logical brain was like, okay, well, therefore, they must be doing something that works because there is a result that I can see.
So why did you question everything when you started then?
Well, because when it comes to myself...
But that's against your own logic. You said you need to see it, then you'll believe it. You saw it and still didn't believe it.
Yeah, because I need to experience it for myself to fully believe
now
it.
It's not seeing it, it's self-experiencing it and then you believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, self-experience it and then you believe it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said something the other day, and it's good that we're doing this, because I reckon this is like logic versus belief. Academic versus street smart. Who comes out of this alive? That's a good intro. We'll use that one. But essentially, you said that it's about logic. Okay. Well, let's break down logic to everyone out there, because we'll unpack belief here beautifully. All right. That's why I like talking to you. You actually make it very easy to unpack belief, because you actually say what. Anyway, so you said logic is basically you experiencing or seeing and then believing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You also said the other day that you believe in. Let's break down belief into something that's a bit more logical. You believe in confirmation bias. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so what's confirmation bias to anyone out there?
So I think it's when you turn your mind to something or you're thinking about something and then you see something that you normally might not notice, but then because you've been thinking about it, it sort of confirms your pre-existing
And
thought.
if you were to think about it, like if you were to think about a red dragon, would you see a red dragon?
In my mind?
Let's say you were thinking about a red dragon.
Yeah.
Would you see a real life red dragon in reality? Okay,
No.
Okay. So you'd have to believe in what you're thinking in your mind, correct?
In order to see it in reality?
Yes.
Yeah, but it also has to be real.
But is that not confirmation bias? You've just literally said, I have to believe it before I see it, which is literally confirmation bias.
Well, I have to be thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, but not only thinking about it, you have to believe it exists.
Well, it has to exist.
You have to believe
Not
it has to exist.
No, it just has to exist.
And but has to exist is what? It's like...
Okay, so let's say I think there's a study or something about confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Let's say you are looking to buy a new car, right? You're going to buy a Toyota RAV4. Then you go out to the street and all you see are Toyota RAV4s.
Yep.
But the Toyota RAV4 is a real thing that exists out there.
Okay, but...
It's not some fantasy...
Okay,
dragon.
But what if we went a little bit deeper, where it's a little bit more like, let's say there's a child, and when a child cries, what he really means is he wants to eat pizza. He's got a specific cry for eating pizza. If I was to tell you that, hard to believe, right? But what if you were thinking about that and you started to pay attention to it. Could you? That's confirmation bias. You could link his cry to the pizza.
Yes.
Okay, so that may or may not be true or may not exist.
Yeah.
But the fact you believe it means you saw it from your frame of reference. And if you see it, it means you experienced it. And if you experience it, it means that's a belief. It means you felt it.
Yeah.
So if you said, wow, my kid, when he cries, what he's really saying, he wants pizza. And everyone else goes, nah, he just wet his pants. And so, but you're experiencing that.
Yeah.
So that your argument goes out the window. Should end the podcast now? It's done.
Does it though?
Well, elaborate.
Sorry, and so then what's the conclusion from that?
Well, the conclusion from that is you need to believe it before you see it. You started off saying you need to see it and feel it before you believe it.
Inconclusive.
That means you concede. You're just going to turn into a debate? Because I think it's better off if it's a debate.
No, okay. All right, so anyway,
Can I say gotcha there? Can we
no, because...
Well, that's 98.9 out the window right there.
Like, because to me, I think that it's a possibility that child has a cry for the pizza.
Is it a possibility to the general public who sits there? And this is the thing, right? It's what beliefs are.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about this. I think it's important. Right, we're having a laugh, but people out there, they're waiting to see something before they believe it.
Yeah.
And so no matter how intelligent they are, they need more evidence to be able to do something.
Yeah.
And so how many opportunities are you missing because you can't see it because you don't believe it? And so we just made that example about a child crying for a pizza. Everyone around who's watching that, would you agree maybe 10, maybe 100% of people would probably look at that and go, that's not why he's crying.
Yeah.
Because I used to say things about my kids and I look back at it and I think, it's probably never happened that way, right?
Okay.
So if there's 10 people around that kid and 10 people can see exactly what you're seeing, but they don't have the thought in their head that it's a possibility, then there's no confirmation bias there. They're not basically...
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Okay, I'm following. Yep.
Okay. So if that's the case, then that conclusively proves that everything starts with belief, which then shapes how you feel, which then shapes your next action. Because now you see that kid, and who do you ring and tell? Other people? Would you call your partner and say, I just saw a kid who was crying about a pizza, blah, 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 blah? Okay. And if you believe it enough, you might get that person to believe it, and now you've got influence. And so without believing it, you never would have been able to see it. So how can see it come before believing it? I save these high intelligent podcasts for people like you. They're riddles.
I need this child to grow up and say, "Hey, Mum, 10 years ago I was crying about pizza."
Oh, that's cooked.
I woke up this morning and I was
worse than I thought.
I was telling Harry that I'm doing this podcast. He was like, Omar's going to bring his kettlebell into that room because he's going to get so frustrated with you that he's going to have to start pumping the kettlebell.
No, you know what? I need to believe that somewhere inside of you, there's a person who has a bit of imagination and is not just... And if I do that, then I never get frustrated because I'm trying to see it.
Look, I'm trying to stay open-minded. And I will say that my belief has shifted.
Yeah, but
in the last 6 months.
What about people out there who are? What do you think people out there think? You can only go off what you thought.
Oz Realty.
Yeah. What do you think?
Like, how honest do we want to be?
Well, I mean, 65% market share in Lugano. I can tell you what they think.
What those residents think.
Okay, so residents.
Oh, those owners. Community.
Yeah, they think one thing.
Yeah.
And so there must be another batch that think another.
Yeah.
So when I said, what do you think of what people think, which people did you associate that?
Just the majority of people out there. Just people out there that, I don't know, come into contact with us.
Okay, so what did you think?
Before coming here?
Yeah, what did you think before coming here? And what did you think while you were here? I'm not saying this so you can give some glowing recommendation of what we are. I'm saying this to try and take the person who's listening on your mental journey of what shifts and how fast those shifts can shape reality, just like that pizza analogy.
Yeah. Okay, I thought it was a cult.
What's a cult?
Well, I started thinking about why did I think it was a cult? And it was because there's a certain type of language that is used that isn't used outside of here, and that's different, and that's what makes it.
But what's the definition of a cult? What is it?
I don't know, that there's a leader and there's followers and they have a specific...
Like The Simpsons, have you seen it?
No. Don't make any pop culture. I'm not going to know any of your pop culture references, okay?
Okay, go on.
I'm not going to know
Yeah,
anything.
go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a cult is what?
Like a very stringent set of beliefs, and they follow a leader and...
Well, apparently we fired somebody the other day because they put a Facebook post that we didn't like, which never would happen. So is that like what people think this place is? Is it? Although the other day you and I had a conversation on WhatsApp where we said this guy didn't want to say something and then you agreed. I also noted when I told you at any time feel free to tell me to shut the F up and you wrote duly noted. Why don't you just thumbs up it? Why'd you have to do a formal lawyer reply?
I'm putting you on notice that I might in the future tell you to shut.
I'm open.
Yeah, okay.
I'm open.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a different set of... I don't know. And very mysterious and woo-woo. That's what I thought.
Define woo-woo.
Like kind of like hippie and different, I guess.
Hippie?
Hippie's not the right word, but when you ask me to define woo-woo, that's the only way I can relate
what do you think? Okay, what do you think has been different?
Yeah.
That's helped you shift quickly? Because do you agree there has been a shift in outcome for you?
Yes.
Has the outcome improved?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Well, every time I get somebody in after 3 months or 6 months and they've improved, when I say that to them, they normally say, I'm working hard on it. Oh, it's just hard work. It's my hard work that got there. But you as a 98.85 person, what evidence-based things have you seen that you believe have contributed to you moving so fast, so quickly?
The process and having certainty and about how to communicate the process. And also genuine like belief about the process getting the maximum outcome. Okay,
that's important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I didn't even, before this, I would never have even turned my mind to that. I just...
So when you go now to present to somebody, what's your thought process? Because I'll break down, I guess, how belief changes people quickly. What's your thought process? What are some beliefs that have changed from you going and presenting to an owner to help them with the sale of the home to you doing it now?
Well, what's changed is the process because
beliefs. The beliefs?
Yeah, my belief in the process because of my experience of having run the process makes me believe that the process maximizes the outcome.
Okay, and so that's a core belief now you take into that meeting. So you believe now you have a product that solves the problem that you believe in yourself.
Yep.
So would you say that's the biggest change that's happened?
I think, and also I guess equally as part of that, that you can achieve the maximum within a much shorter time on market than what I used to experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's really a belief that came out of you picking up certainty about a process.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say anybody that's out there, what's a good way for them to build belief to go from what you were doing to what you're doing now? As an evidence-based, logical person, what could they do?
For someone outside the company?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're outside, it's hard to know what to do. I mean, you can think deeply about what process you're offering and how, and your experience and, I guess, reflecting on whether it gets the maximum outcome.
Yep. Okay, so they can become more certain about.
Yeah.
So they should convince themselves before they convince anybody else.
Yes.
That'd be a, because when you came on board,
Yeah.
I kind of waited for you to convince yourself, but it just took too long. and then I would go, there's something about this Cecily. Let me give her a call. And I'd find I'm on the phone an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Why does it take so much? Like,
Proof.
what is it? What, are there people out there who think like that? Because how many people think like that out there? They're overthinking things.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you want things not to work?
No, I want things to work.
You don't believe they can for you?
I don't know. Like, I know I used I had a conversation with you once after like multiple maximum outcomes in 14 days or less. And I said, well, that was just a lucky streak.
Yes. Imagine
and you just freaked out.
Well,
you were so offended,
we created some of the greatest technology in the world. We've been mentoring you for 3 months straight. For the first time in your life, you went bang, 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 bang. And then at the end, I said, see? And you said to me, maybe it's a lucky streak. I said, it just coincidentally happened in the first 3 months. But see, that's illogical. You are way more illogical than what I am. So what is it? People out there need to know, because you've improved so fast, so quick. I'm so off the record, or not off the record, to the side. I'm actually always so proud and grateful that you partner with us, because honestly, a person of your intellect, the way you hold yourself, the way you speak, what you know, what you do is, for me, is exactly what this company should be partnering with. So I want to put that out there. But don't you think you're illogical?
Yeah, I guess so. Like when I think about that scenario.
Do you think people are going to think I've been picking on you in this? I've got to make sure that
they definitely do think that.
I've got a PR issue.
Massively, yeah. Massively.
You had no doubt when you said that. You just literally boom.
Because I know what outsiders think. Because I was one of them.
I'm not going to ask that, because this is not about me. It's about you.
Yeah, okay.
But tell me, in 15 minutes, we've gone from you're one of the most logical people to you agreeing that you're illogical. Is this an undies in the wind type of moment? Do you want to explain to people what undies in the wind is?
Well, it's like when you hang up your laundry and you've got a pair of undies on the washing line and the wind blows and the undies blow in one direction and the wind changes and then the undies blow in a different direction. So you're just being... you can't stay consistent and on track, and you're being, moved in different directions. Yeah,
there's a saying that says a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. And fire doesn't burn through a twig unless it's held long enough.
Yep. So
even the power of fire will just keep going past it and it won't make any impact. So if you center the fire, everything takes time to make impact. So how many people... they're either illogical or logical, they overthink, and they sway from one thing to another.
Yeah.
But they're unbelievably intelligent, but they just keep shifting. So that's undies in the wind.
Yeah.
We need to, double bolt the undies to the thing. So it just doesn't...
And what's the thing that you're double bolting to?
A belief that is unshakable, that doesn't shift. It's like you said, your biggest growth was understanding and having certainty about the process.
Yeah.
And when you believe that that's the maximum outcome, so long as that belief stays intact every day in every way, then that presentation, if two people are sitting in a room and there's rapport, the person who is the most certain influences the other. And so if you're going, what are you going to say about that?
No, I agree. Yep.
You agree with that? I've got to stop and just get a green.
Let me think.
You agree? I've got to keep moving, because every time I stop, we could end up with a 27-minute conversation on one line.
Well, yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I agree, because what I have also learned since coming here is that like transfer of energy, that's something I never recognized before.
Yep.
But it is like super powerful.
Like an example, tell me.
Oh, there's so many examples. But the first big example that we experienced was when we ran the process. I wasn't sure deep down that it was the maximum.
Yep.
I then met with the owner in a social setting that same night.
Yep.
And
they were really happy? And then you convinced them?
Well, I don't know if they were really happy, but
yep.
that night she sent me a message and said, we've changed our mind.
But didn't they tell you?
Well, they were happy. They agreed and everything.
Didn't they agree on a number significantly less than that right at the start? Didn't you say that?
Yes, okay. Yes, yeah. Okay.
And then you get a number significantly more?
Yes, yeah. And I expected that they would be.
And didn't they agree to that number?
Yes, they agreed.
And then after they met with you, they changed their mind?
Yes.
Kind of not how it should happen.
Yeah, and so you said,
but I'm glad
I must have transferred that energy.
So what ended up happening? Use that example as a deal.
Well, then the next day, I spent pretty much the entire day going to almost confirm for myself that it was the maximum.
Which I love, because there's nothing better than an agent who actually cares about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the day, when I was convinced, the owners were also, they agreed, and then we sold it the next day.
To the same number?
The same number.
That they already agreed upon, then changed their mind.
We went in a giant circle and sold it for the same number. But that built in me a belief that, okay, the process works.
And now you have that intention when you walk in that, okay, I've got the maximum. No agent, I think, or anyone should recommend advice that they're not 100% certain about. I think that is an issue. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Why did it take you so long to respond to that one?
Well, I don't know. The way you talk sometimes, I need to unpack in my mind. You talk a bit...
What do you mean?
I don't know. For someone with a mystery mark, you're very quick.
It's because I'm repeating what I've said for the last 15 years. Go on, throw me something I don't know about. I'll go, I don't know what's going on. Talk about algebra or something. Yeah. So... Go on, gather your thoughts then.
Yeah, so you're saying an agent shouldn't be giving advice unless they believe 100% in that advice, yeah.
If an agent out there could do one thing right now, or anybody, it's do not open your mouth until you are 100% certain. You go in there thinking heart, mind, body and soul, this is it. And if you believe that, you'll transfer that good intention to the person you're speaking to.
Okay, but can I just... My logical brain just...
Your illogical brain, we've established that.
It just reared its head again.
Yep.
So let's say, if I am transferring a message to an owner that this is the maximum outcome and I'm 100% certain, there's a part of me that says, well, this is the maximum outcome for now. You cannot say 100% that in 2 weeks' time but as you say, it's a balance of probabilities.
Well, you're saying that you can't say it's the maximum outcome. You can for that moment in time.
For that moment, yeah, okay.
Okay, but then as a logical person like yourself, you would associate risk based on probability.
Yeah.
So if the process has uncovered the maximum and the probability is that 1% of the market's reacting within that price range, then how does time improve the 1%?
Well, it would have to be luck.
Okay, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So next time, you should add that to your sentence.
Yes.
I believe it's the absolute maximum outcome unless we rely on luck.
Yeah.
And we hope that somebody turns up. It's your call, Mr. Owner.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Say that next time. If it makes you sleep better at night.
It does. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Say that. Say that. I mean, you see, but I think you might struggle to understand me, and I kind of don't understand you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I don't see any logic in what you're saying. Everything you say is illogical.
What I just said,
it's illogical.
I just explained that luck could change things. So you
believe in luck, but you're a 98. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not that I believe in. I'm just saying anything. Get your kettlebell out.
Anybody who's watching this podcast anybody that knows us is going to know what I have to go through here, because that is a prime example, Cecily, of a contradiction of mass contradictions. You literally are saying that you are a logical person, but you also believe in luck, which is an illogical concept.
It's not that I believe in luck. I believe in a universe of possibilities.
Oh, that's different. That's different. That's a universe of possibilities is different to what you've been saying for the last 6 months.
Is it?
Well, define a universe of possibilities?
That there are so many things that can happen and change in the world and in life that...
What causes them to change?
Randomness. Like a new buyer walking in 2 weeks later that would pay a higher price. That's just that person's situation.
So you believe in random events forming together to create an outcome?
I believe that's possible.
Do you believe in God?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you got to see it before you believe it. Oh, sorry. I forgot your logic.
My dad watches this.
What do you mean you're not sure?
He's like the president of the Skeptic Society.
Oh, get him in. Get him in for a podcast.
He has like read the Quran, the Bible, the Book of Mormon, whatever, Buddhism, translated in Chinese.
Have you heard that saying about the girl on the train that was talking to this person who's similar to what you're describing your dad to be? So she's sitting on a train.
Yeah.
And this guy's going on about all the books he's read and why God doesn't exist.
Yep.
And he's going on and on and on, and he almost convinced her. But then she turned around and she said, "So you know so much about so many things. Can you tell me why the feces of a horse comes out differently to the feces of a cow?" And he said, "No, I don't know that." And she said, "So you want me to believe that you know the answers to the universe, but you literally don't know shit about shit?"
Well, I feel like I have the answer, which is the shape of their...
Yeah, you have the answer to that. That's not the point. Okay? It's about the man on the train, Cecily. How did you even go there? How did you... Oh, my God. This is cut this whole interview. This is useless. How did you even go there?
I'm just making it.
I'm going to listen back to this. I'm going to try and work out if I'm the weirdo here.
Okay.
Because I've been told that I'm the weird guy. You are so weird. Like, how did you even go there? How did you go that this whole conversation is about the scientific proof of feces?
No, I know. You're making an analogy. I know. I get it. I understand your story. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So?
I mean, my dad knows a lot of shit about shit, though. About stuff. But, yeah he doesn't know everything.
Yeah. Well, nobody knows. You only believe.
Yes.
Confirmation bias.
Yes. Yeah. So when you ask me, do I believe in God? I don't know.
Okay, but you believe in the universe brings about random. You think the universe creates these random things to happen?
It's not about who or what creates it. It's just it happens.
Okay,
I feel like we're going very spiritual.
Well, I go where the energy takes me. Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Okay, for anyone out there, because I believe in this. Do you think a person links that they're at a coffee shop, they greet somebody really happily. Somebody then comes up to them and says something really special to them, they feel good about themselves. As that person leaves, they run into another person on the street, they take that energy of feeling good about themselves, they have a better conversation there. When they have a better conversation with that person then says, "Hey, I've got some properties for you that I want to talk to you about," transfers the property to you. Do you believe if the original conversation didn't happen, do you think people link that original conversation to the outcome of that? And how many links are there that result in that?
It's like the butterfly effect.
Well, I don't know, what's that?
It's like, the wings of like a butterfly flutters its wings and then that sets off a chain of events so far away that could have led to
And there's no way. Do you think people associate though that the reason why I got that person's house to sell is because I had a positive conversation with the shop attendant that made me feel good about myself, which made me stop to have a conversation with this person. Do you think people stop and go, I'm so glad 1 minute ago I had that conversation?
No.
Okay, so if you went to a conversation before that and before that, then you could probably say there's no way in the world people link that happening to that happening.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so how is it random then that a feeling from one conversation transfers to another? Wouldn't you think that's science?
In that direct conversation, yes. I think there is a link.
Okay, but if it's linked in one conversation, then all the conversations are linked.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Maybe. Yep, okay, I'm just going to accept this.
You can't keep accepting this. This is a crap debate, man. I don't want to be right. I want to do what's right. And I thought you would actually put up a better challenge than what you're doing, quite frankly. 98.99. I thought I was going to leave. I thought I was going to leave here second guessing myself.
Yeah, but I've changed as well.
Oh, so you admit that you've changed?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I do.
I kind of want the Cecily from right at the start. That
I
argued.
should have done that 6 months ago, but anyway.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. How much preparation did you do for this podcast?
0.
Did you think about it?
Yes.
That's preparation.
Well, what I thought about was my lack of preparation and how the old me would have spent weeks making notes.
And do you and that's good, but do you feel you're in a time where you're kind of changing into, I don't like when people say change your life. It always implies there's something wrong with your life. I feel like enhancing your life kind of makes more sense. But
it's more positive, yeah.
It's more positive. But do you feel you're in that moment right now where your beliefs are shifting?
Yes, yeah.
Because I remember yesterday I sent a message to you and Chris, and then you replied. What'd you reply?
I said, I refuse to be brainwashed by you before the podcast because I'm trying to retain my 5% logic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're right on that. When you use that word brainwash, people out there, do you wash your hands daily?
Yes.
Do you wash your face?
Yes.
What's wrong with washing brain? Why does the brainwash thing have a negative connotation, but washing hands doesn't?
Because it's of what it's associated with. Washing brains is associated with cult and negative,
Negative? Why is it negative?
Yeah. Well, that's just because of how it's used in... Well, maybe because it's about how... Like, to change someone's brain or how they think is a very... it's almost like implying you're changing a person. So it's very serious. That's the only way I can describe it.
But how does somebody improve without change?
Yeah, it can be. I get it. You can obviously be enhanced. And
don't you think everyone needs to wash their brain at least 10 times a day?
Yeah, I mean, I would describe it as being open-minded.
Yeah, but brainwashing is really taking away one belief and replacing it with another, isn't it?
Yep.
Why is that negative? Isn't it what everyone's trying to do every single day?
Is that what everyone's doing? What?
Would you want to improve your life?
Yeah.
Then you have to change to improve your life?
Yes.
So then you have to wash your brain?
I guess so.
I'm so logical here. I'm giving you a slam dunk. It is completely logically sequenced. Everything I'm saying, I'm in your world right now. I haven't spoken to you about magical unicorns. I haven't spoken to you about cosmic forces. I mean, I can and I want to, but I haven't. I haven't even gone near there.
Yeah.
I'm literally talking to you in your language with complete logic. So based on all of that logic that I'm giving you, does that mean you leave here today with even more belief that belief is important?
Yeah, yes.
Are you just telling me what I want to hear? Because
no, I believe it's
8.5.
I believe it's important.
Yeah.
I believe it's important.
Yeah. There are people out there. Look, when we're talking, what I try to do is always empathize with the listener. It's like, what's the listener thinking out there that can help them? And you are a reflection of, you've basically come in, you've changed something, you've shifted something, and you got a better outcome from it. And we're trying to pinpoint why that's the case. And people
The only way I can describe it to someone else that's out there that thinks like I do is that if you experience it, that will give you certainty. And then once you have the certainty, you can transfer that to somebody.
Yep.
And then that certainty grows. And then you'll have full belief.
Okay. And that certainty growing, though, is like, what made you... Did you know about the process and the certainty and the structure before you came here?
No.
Okay, but so something would have made you do it, and it's probably social proof. These people are winning.
Yes,
whatever, so I want to come on board. Okay. So what do you think stops people from moving as fast as you did? And what do you think is stopping you from moving even faster?
People that are... What's stopping other people...
Because you're going to be a leader of this company.
Well, okay, I know you don't want me to say luck.
I just want you to say the truth, man.
But it's lucky who I met that has brought me here and...
As in Michael Luck. Yeah. I'm confused now. Yes. Did you just say, I know you don't want me to say luck?
I forgot that was his surname.
But it's Luck who I met that brought me here, and the person's
That's
going...
That's actually crazy.
Luck's a person?
That's actually crazy. Because it is, it is.
Speaking of luck, you know what you could say to your owners? Have you ever had an owner that says to you, I'm just not lucky? Sometimes I'm unlucky. Like sometimes you got owners who speak like that. They're kind of like a bit downtrodden.
Well, I've had owners that have said, oh, it's about luck, whether we find the right buyer or something.
Always good to respond like that, to say, well, okay, if luck exists, then it's working for me. I'm the luckiest guy on earth. And so you must be lucky that you found me, because everything that I do turns to gold. And so that's how you transfer belief on the person's level. I've said that heaps of times to owners.
Yeah.
And it puts them at ease. So I think that's a little 1% for you. Let me see what I got for you here. How much do you think... What do you think's more important? Respect? Belief in someone? Vision that you give them? Or a respect that you have of them?
I mean, the respect should be just a fundamental, basic
I agree.
thing. Yeah.
So do you think that's the most important?
Well, if you don't have that, then the others almost don't matter. Yeah.
The reason why I said that is because, like, there was a situation, you can kind of pass this on when you're with your team. So there was a situation where we had this guy, I won't name him, and he wasn't doing that well within the company. And it was strange because most people do, right? And the team, we gave him a vision. We gave him belief. We told him how good he's going to be in the future. And nothing would work for him, no matter what it was. Mm-hmm. Until one day, we said, look, this is probably not going to be the place for you. And somebody decided didn't want him in his team anymore, but we really liked him. So we said, we want to help you. We want to help you find a place. We want to help you find a new vision, whether it's going to be in another company, whatever it may be. So I called him in one day, and he stood there, and I said to him, okay, mate, we want to move you on, whatever it may be. And he stopped dead in his tracks, this bloke, who we thought never had it in him. He looked me dead square in the eye, and he said, I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm staying here, and I'm going on comm only, and that's what I'm doing. And I tried to talk him out of it for 15 minutes. Couldn't talk him out of it. So this guy then goes about his way, and he's still doing silly things. He's still all over the place, but he starts slowly to do 1 a month, 2 a month, 3 a month. And so every time something went astray, instead of telling him his vision, we would focus on the level of respect that we remember of him in that moment. So we would say, hey, you know what? That day you came up and you said, that's what I'm doing. That's massive. We respect that immensely. And so his numbers just kept going up. And so respect in a leadership environment, I think, is fundamentally, someone needs to feel a level of dignity and respect rather than just say vision. It's like they have to feel that way today. And so in every person that we deal with, we need to find a reason. I know people say it's just you should be respecting everybody. You need to find a reason that's really clear that demonstrates respect of that person. Like for you, it was obvious. I respect so much that you got in your ATAR and all this sort of stuff. And so it was very obvious. So the level of respect is high immediately. So yeah, I think you're right. I think respect is probably the most important thing. Like, do you see that sometimes with leaders, whether it's in your old business or not your old business, but let's say in your law, where the reason why people don't perform the way they do is they're not feeling a level of respect of where they're at?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a mediator, and so I would have people in the room that, you know, hated each other or had a very bad relationship, and a lot of that came from disrespect, or that respect had degraded away. And so by being the mediator in that room, my job was to build that up again through me as a neutral third party. And even if at the beginning the respect wasn't between each other, but it was through me, you know, acknowledging them and so on, eventually it would get to a more respectful place where the parties had a certain level of respect, you know, even if they disagreed with each other about the subject matter, but then they could at least come to some kind of agreement or outcome that they could live with that was better than whatever the alternative would be if they continued fighting.
And so when you were so yeah, respect comes before vision. No one's listening to a vision if there's no respect in the room. So when you were mediating, is that something you think that an agent or whatever what can they do to showcase respect or give respect to people who aren't feeling it? Do you think people miss that step a lot?
Probably. I mean, in terms of showcasing it, yeah, I don't think it's not really something that you see.
But how did you showcase it? What steps did you use the word there? But
acknowledgement, yeah. Like acknowledgement of somebody's needs or perspectives or whatever the situation that they're going through.
A positive reinforcement of something that they've done.
Yeah.
You can't just say to somebody, I think you're great. It's not respect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a mediator context, how you do it is you try and find common ground. Like, I didn't work in family disputes, but let's say if, for example, you've got a couple that are separating or something, often that common ground can be the interest of the child that they have, right? So
okay, that's cool.
And you can be you can build that up based on, you know, something that's important to both of them.
Do you look for that before you go into these meetings?
Yeah. I would prepare in advance. And
isn't it interesting that the way you described mediation was different than when you first started here, of how you were going to actually converse with the people that you're serving at the start? So if you were going to the same situation, partner, separation, you're going to sell their home, it sounds like that your thinking was different. Not anymore, because I see you change now, but sounds like if you were in the lawyer role with a lawyer hat on, you're walking in there and you're doing what you do best. You said you prepare before you walk in. How do you prepare for that meeting?
Well, I would have met them or spoken with them separately, with the parties separately, and built a rapport with them before you go into the meeting together.
How do you do that? I'll tell you my way and you tell me your way.
I ask questions about how this has affected them. What do they want to get out of the process? I also have to be very clear about my role, that I'm not a decision maker, but I'm a professional that's there to guide them and navigate. But at the end of the day, you know, mediation is a very self-empowering process, and at the end of the day, it belongs, you know, the dispute or the issue, it belongs to them. It's not me. I don't have vested interest in what happens, you know, afterwards. And so I make it really clear about what my role is. And so I think...
Is that to distance yourself from any bias?
Correct, yes, yes.
Got it.
Being unbiased.
And so you think about them?
Yes.
At the start.
Yes.
There's self-interest.
Yes. There's empathy.
And then you distance yourself by being unbiased.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you share knowledge of how they can move forward.
Yeah.
What does that remind you of? Oh,
SUK.
SEK. Yeah. You are actually a master of doing that. You just literally identified those steps.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes you so powerful. And that's why I'm so excited with you being in Michael's business, to grow with Michael. We'll touch on that in a second, but because you've got that. So, yeah, my version of that is, if I'm in that position, I've had a situation when I was listing and selling, and, you know, the husband would ring me and say, listen, we're selling, don't worry about it. The wife wants nothing to do with it. I'm going to sort it out. I said, look, I need to call her anyway. And my opening statement is always, hey, I know you don't know me, and I just want to make it clear, I was contacted in relation to sale of your home, but I will not take another step forward without speaking to both parties. Anything that anybody says about this sale of your home and your situation, I'll convey it to you first. And you may have agents that you're looking at, and you may have your own lawyer, but I need you to know that, exactly what you said, all I care about is maximizing the outcome of this price, and all I care about is everyone having all the information they deserve when they're going to make this decision. Whether you choose me or not, I just want to put that up front.
Yeah.
And I think when you say that to somebody, you give them a level of respect, and you can always start from there. So it seems like you do that. Why do you think, though, most agents don't do that when suddenly they're going to do, you're pretty much doing the same thing. You're mediating an outcome.
Ego? Probably.
Yeah. Well, the thinking process is different.
Yeah.
So what can they think about? What are the steps before you go into these meetings? You said that you prepare by what? Acknowledging,
asking questions about the situation. And I guess to relate it back to real estate, it's why are they selling? What's the future that they see on the other side of selling their home? Where are they going to?
Yep. But what about your intention to move away, that you're unbiased?
Yeah.
Many people, you said in the mediator world, you say that I'm just here to give you that information, right? Is it the same in real estate sales?
Yeah, as a mediator, I'm not there to make a decision.
Yep.
It's your home or your issue, and so it's your decision.
But see, that's massively powerful. If every single person out there sat down, and that's why you're successful and going to be hugely successful, if every person sat down and said, I'm not here to make this decision, well, it's obvious, but sometimes people speak as if they are there to make a decision. And whatever decision you make is up to you. I'm just here to present you with what the situation is. And is it still your intention to do what you want to do next? Because if it is, then what I'm going to do is going to give you that information that you deserve. And if it's not, then there's nothing for me to say, because I'm not the decision maker here. So really what we were doing is exactly what you are doing in the mediator space.
Yeah.
And is that all you learned in that mediation space? I actually like speaking to you from that perspective. It's weird. You actually sound so much better as a mediator sometimes than a real estate agent.
Well, I did it for 10 years.
So why don't you step into that even more?
Well, but I don't know, like where the belief thing sits into that. But
well, the belief is you're there to improve the quality of their life.
Yeah.
Or what, you're going in there thinking you don't want to improve the quality of their life? Why would you say such a thing? What outcome are you trying to get? What outcome are you trying to get when you go into those rooms? Mediation side.
I just want them to consider all their options, consider what's important for them.
But what outcome do you want for them?
Well, like an agreement.
An agreement?
For them to reach an agreement.
And
so that they know what,
Yeah, the best agreement for them. And you want them to reach that agreement because it's going to improve their life. That's why you're there.
Yes.
And so do you believe you can do that before you turn up?
To a mediation? Yes, if I run the right process, yeah.
That's what I mean about belief. So why do you think belief's weird then?
No, I don't think it's weird. And so where that comes from, my belief is because I've had experiences of mediation where people pick up the phone a week later and they say, you know, I didn't sleep for a month before that mediation because I was so stressed about the situation and the dispute. But now that I've come to an agreement, my life has improved because now I can sleep again and I don't have to stress about this, and this weight is lifted off my shoulders. So,
and that's because of your direct involvement.
Yes.
Of what you were of the steps you took.
Yeah.
And how you influenced the outcome with what you transferred.
Yes, yes.
And so like isn't that like exactly what an agent should be doing all the time?
Yep.
So how come that's not the first thing you did when you were selling properties back in the day?
Yep.
And they were extended time on market and all this sort of stuff? How come that's not the first thing you turned to? Because someone having their house on the market and not getting the maximum is not of benefit to them, right? For a long period of time.
Yeah.
How come that wasn't the first thing you turned to? Did you, what was it?
It was almost like I would be going into a sale campaign being led by the owner and not being the advisor or the professional. It would almost be like the owner wants X, so I'm just going to keep going until hopefully we get
How does that work
X.
in the mediation world if you went in with that belief, led by both parties who don't like each other? How would that end up?
Probably wouldn't. We would never reach agreements.
Would they even call a mediator then? If it's led by the parties in the room, what's the point of the mediator?
Yeah, exactly.
So isn't that what exactly what you're doing?
Yeah.
It's like you can't be led by the person you're trying to serve.
Yes.
Otherwise, why are they calling you?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that's been? I think that's been a huge change in. I think you have just brought out what you're already good at. That you, for some reason, packed away. Like I think your skill set is the most sought after skill set in the world. Away from anything that 99 can get you. Personally, you don't believe that? You don't believe human relationships and conversations and being able to mediate and being able to transfer energy is one of the most fundamental, important skill sets that people need to learn?
It is, yeah. Because in my old job, I used to also train people in mediation, and
You train people in mediation.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you turned up to an industry and said, mediation is not the answer for two people who are looking for an outcome. No, mediation's that's a buyer wants the lowest price and the owner wants the maximum price, and I'm in between. Oh, that's definitely out of the scope of mediation. That one, oh, it's way over my pay grade. I got no idea how to piece this together. like.
You always make me seem so dumb.
No, don't be silly. You make yourself seem so dumb. No,
okay, great.
I'm joking. You're one of the smartest people I know. But I'm working with you on this podcast because I want one of the smartest people I know to be able to take a concept that seems, I want you to bring logic to this concept because the whole PR problem that I seem to have is I'm obviously not bringing logic. Would you agree? I'm not bringing logic to this concept. Otherwise,
I don't know. Like, I still struggle sometimes with the marketing. Can I touch on this quickly?
Touch on the marketing.
Well, because there's so many phrases that you use.
Name one.
Is it focus long enough on the questions and the answer appears? Is that what it is?
Yeah, focus long enough on the outcome.
On the outcome and the answers.
Answers appear.
Okay.
So why is that?
Why is that used in marketing?
Because if you've generated an outcome that is the maximum outcome, and people think it's because you got good marketing or good images, what we're doing is sending a message to the next person who's sitting there on the market, not getting the service they need, the deal's not done, and there's no focus. So we're trying to get the person out there who's going through a time that's not great for them and say to them, listen, you're not focused on the outcome. Focus on the outcome and your answers are going to appear. And it happened for this owner. And so we're always talking to the people who are trying to improve their life.
But do you think people can make that link? And
people
do
can
they
make
get
the
that?
People can make the link. Well, 65% of Lugano made the link.
Yeah, but is that because of that?
It's true and honest.
Marketing.
Well, it is because because it's intention. Marketing's about values and intention. That's all you're doing. So, what you find that weird, but you don't find somebody with a flashy suit on, talking in a news reporter voice about features of a house, you don't find that weird. And I look at that and I say, that's got to be the weirdest thing ever. Like, why doesn't Porsche have a guy doing that? Why doesn't Nike have a guy holding a shoe? Why is it only the real estate industry that seems to think, because you know what's weird about that? We all know the answer, which is fine, but just say it. A real estate agent's doing that to profile themselves, paid by the owner's marketing to put themselves to get the next listing. You don't think that is weird? It's not only weird, it's fundamentally wrong. So like, you don't think something that's fundamentally wrong, not well-intentioned, and has no message to anybody apart from themselves, you don't think that's weird. And that's what gets me. I don't understand. Maybe that's where I'm misunderstood. I sit there and I go, how is that not weird? How isn't that not weird?
Maybe that's weird, but I still don't know if the owner that you're targeting, or sorry, that's a negative word.
No, it is.
You're sending the message to.
Sending a message to a small group of people. Who's your smallest viable market, and what do you need to know about them? What they're going through. And so if you can say, these are my values, not this is what I do, they'll connect with that. I don't know why that is. That's, to me, it's totally logical. I don't get the weirdness behind it. Why do you think it's weird?
It's weird because other people and other companies don't do it. So it's not common. That's why.
That's weird to me.
That it's not common.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it might become more common. But anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I try to put myself in the shoes of an owner and read some of these things. And I don't know, is it because I'm not actually in the shoes so that I don't get it?
Yeah, what owner? Are you selling your home on the market with 5 back-to-back open homes? Are you on the market right now considering selling? You're unsure about your next move. You don't know if it's the right one. You want to move your family. You don't want to shift them. They're at home. They currently enjoy the cul-de-sac. The rooms are getting too small. Do we stay? Do we go? Do we upsize? Is it going to cost us money? And then all of a sudden a message pops up saying focus long enough and the answer appears, and an outcome from a family that's done it. You don't think that's a direct link?
Okay, so that's who is the recipient of the message.
Who's the recipient of the message, Cecily, apart from the people we serve? What, you think you think I'm trying to put out a message so Jack Black or Martin, whatever, or Jesse, whatever, some real estate company sees it and goes, wow, that's cool marketing. Like, that's weird. Have you ever seen Apple market to Samsung? Because that's what the real estate industry does.
But do you think there's a level of, like, when owners see a successful agent, there's also a that's flashy and this and that. There is also a connection of, like, oh, if he or she is so successful,
but that doesn't solve.
Maybe they'll bring the gold and the luckiness to my house.
Yeah, but if they're unsure about selling, that doesn't. A successful guy walking around saying, "Look how great I am," doesn't give them certainty about their situation of what they're doing next. It only gives them certainty that if I make the 100% decision to sell, then this guy sells properties. But there's no trust factor. There's no layer of trust. It's like a good example I always use. You're a mother, right? And you're in a situation where you need somebody to look after your child, and you see an ad out there saying, the biggest responsibility I have in my life are the children that I look after, for the parents that are run off their feet, working mums, working dads, and I don't take that lightly. You see another one that says, I'm the #1 carer of children in Australia. Look how many kids I've cared about. Only one of them as a mother resonates with you. Agreed?
Yeah.
Or you don't agree?
Well, I wouldn't. Well,
you would want to see more.
Yeah. To me, I'd make a decision if somebody recommended.
Okay, but you've got no recommendations.
Yeah, okay.
But you've got that line and outcomes, because we link outcomes, don't we? We link outcomes. We don't just write a poem and say nothing and don't link a sale price, right? There's an outcome. So if somebody said that and linked outcomes against somebody who said I'm #1 and linked outcomes, and one of them's got a better outcome than the other, or the same, what tips you over the edge? The values that one of the nannies shares with you, or
but the number one carer to me is the social proof.
But they're making their statement, not somebody else. Don't blur that line. If your neighbor said these guys are ranked number one and they're number one, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if the agent is saying I'm the best carer in the land, how many people believe an agent? Like, what else are they going to say? I'm ranked number 16th. Actually, some people say that. And I find that weird. I find that weird. Good achievement. You're on a list. I'm not having a go, but that's weird.
No, yeah.
Anyway, it's crazy. It's a crazy podcast. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about for the last hour. I'm trying to make sense of this.
Horse feces. Yeah.
Anyway.
I love that you prepared notes.
Yeah, I prepared because I'm the mystery mark guy and you're the 98.9. Okay. And I'm the illogical guy and you're the logical person. This is all like freaking Twilight Zone to me. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, what else do I have here? I actually wrote, as part of my prepared notes and notes for podcast done. Yep.
As in that was your goal reminder?
Yeah. Actually don't know. It's there for a reason. It triggered something.
Okay. That I don't do that thing?
Yeah. Well, anyway. Do you have anything else to ask? You illogical person?
Do you think anybody that has good character can be a successful real estate agent?
Anyone that has good character.
Because that seems to be your thing.
Anyone that has good character can build trust faster. Mm-hmm. And so a successful real estate person builds trust. That's all they do, really. They transfer trust. So if you're a person of good character, then you're good at sales. The question then becomes, do you have fear to ask for things? That's the different thing. So if you're of great character, but you don't think you add value, you over question the value that you're adding. Because of your great character, you're thinking to yourself, I'm not going to cheat anybody. I've got nothing to give. So I'm not going to ask or I'm not going to say anything. And so a person with good character, like yourself, needed a process that she believed in that maximized the outcome, like yourself. And then combining those two together, you get the greatest real estate agent. That's what I think.
Okay.
The real question is, do you think a person of bad character could become a good real estate agent? What do you think?
Yeah, I think yes.
Why?
Because I see it out there.
And then what did they do? What makes them a good real estate agent?
How much money they make.
And the lack of what makes them what makes a bad character real estate agent and a good character real estate agent successful is both of them don't have a fee. They're very clear about the value they think they're giving. Mm-hmm. That's it. Have you ever been to one of those conferences and
yes.
every speaker gets up and they tell you how they're successful?
Yep.
And they've pretty much got all different ways, but they're all successful.
Yep.
So you leave there confused. You sit there and you go, should I do that? Mm-hmm. Should I do that? Or should I do the community colouring in competition? That'll get me done. Or should I do this or should I do that?
Yep.
But no one ever asked what's the common denominator. There's only one. It's the word you don't like.
Believe.
They all believe that what they do is what's right for the owner or right for their business. And so they transfer that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you really don't need these big conferences. What you need is to understand the problem in the market, understand the solution. If you have good character on top of that, you're transferring trust. And so someone like you will go from 3 to 6 to 12 to 15 anytime you want, so easily. All that you've got to do is you've got to lock in that I understand my problem, but I also am really clear about my solution. Your good character will do the rest, because what you'll start doing, you'll start asking for business you'll start transmitting your value. The issue of why you weren't able to do that before is because you're of such good character that you couldn't make a single thing up to anybody. And you didn't believe in what value you had to give. And the second that happened, bang, exponential growth. And every time you don't go to the next level, it's because you stop believing in the value that you have to give. And so you stop broadcasting it. That kind of makes sense?
Because I thought I was going to come into this podcast and question the fact that you are always like, you know, focus, vision. That's the number one thing. But you never go into the how.
Yeah. Because how
which other people probably think is hard work, discipline, long hours.
Not at all.
Oh.
Not at all. Hard work. I'll never forget, somebody came in this business that was so successful, such a short space of time. I said to the person, I said, mate, you've actually went through, yeah, I've been working really hard. And I go to myself, okay, so you've never worked hard in your life? It's the first time in your whole entire life? And then, funny enough, another good guy comes in at the same time. And I said to him, wow, you've quadrupled your business. Mm-hmm. He goes, yeah, but I'm working pretty hard. And I'm thinking to myself, there's two people. We're in different places for years. Kids in our business. Numbers went through the roof. New people come. Numbers go through the roof. And every person I asked has the same answer. And so you know what slows them down from going to the next level? Gratefulness. Because if you are going to attribute everything that you do well to yourself and everything you don't to someone else, that slows down growth. I don't know how we got there, but yeah. Anyway, tell me about what's it like working with old MFL?
Really good.
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah.
Was that a news reporter answer?
No.
Tell me how.
It was my honest answer.
What's he like as a leader, old Michael? He's cool. Like, he's got good energy, Michael. But I'm not there every day. What's he like? What are his great strengths?
Energy and like transferring really strong energy to you, and kind of through his own experience of talking about how much he believes in himself and how he backs himself.
Yep.
He transfers that into the rest of us.
Yep.
Like, you know, he pretty much tells us every day that, you know, we'd wipe the floor with someone.
What? Breaking news. What did he say? MFL, what did you say? He'd wipe the floor with who? Tell me
like
names.
Like a competitor. No, I'm not going to say names,
okay.
but like, but just that, like aggressive, just strong. I don't want to say, like it's powerful. Like really
He
strong,
truly believes in what he's saying.
He truly believes in himself, and he truly believes in us. And when somebody, it's hard to like ignore that. When
you can't
someone
make it up either.
Yeah, when someone is like, if there's like a tailwind that's so strongly like pushing you, you just fly. Like you can't really
100%
push against that.
100%. How do you think that's, because you've got other people in your company that will get onto here too. Obviously you work directly with Michael, but you got other people. You got Anthony, you got Chris, you've got a couple new people starting. Even they, you know, particularly Anthony, you saw the same type of growth with him.
Yes.
And so I actually think that's being in an environment. How important do you think having somebody who's always thinking ahead, who's got that vision like Michael, and he's got that energy, how much do you think that impacts an environment that you're in?
Massively. Yeah, massively. Like he will put things in my head that I wouldn't have even dared to say out loud.
I love that. Like what?
He's like, we're going to open an office here and we're going to run these 3 offices together. And I'm like, I've never even thought about that. Like that is, I would never even say that out loud. Like I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud now because I don't have that.
I look at that, I can't believe it, Cecily. Like I see, and Michael and I, we see like, it's just how many people out there just need somebody to see what the other person's seeing. Like you see unbelievably intelligent person, well-spoken, structured, convincing, mediator background, lawyer. Why is it inconceivable for you to achieve something beyond the threshold of your thought? Like, why?
Because I just haven't done it before.
Crazy.
That's my only answer for that.
All right, well, done then. You're lucky you found luck. Isn't that lucky in this luck society? Anyway, that was good chatting. And one last question. Why were you drifting in and out of being rattled and not rattled throughout this podcast?
Today?
Yeah. You like...
I didn't drift in and out.
You're like...
You're trying to rattle me now by asking me that.
Am I? Oh, gee, I shouldn't have said that. You're going to go think about that for fucking 6 days. Sorry.
I'm going to like rewatch this on repeat and be like, was I rattled here?
No. Anyway, look, I just want to say, Michael and I, very grateful that you came on board here.
I'm grateful too.
Yeah. And your growth, like what you're doing it's just nice to see somebody who's fixated one way come in and be able to switch. It's very easy for someone to come in with an open mind that just goes, yeah, I'm just going to be the best and just takes in everything that they're doing. But for somebody to come in very logically orientated and then piece it together and move through those gears is probably significantly more challenging than the other person doing it. So, like, I appreciate that you've come in and said, okay. And what I really want you to do in the future is take that logical, structured brain of yours and teach that what we're doing there's no mystics behind it. It's
I don't know, but
fix my PR problem.
I don't know why it does seem so mysterious from the outside.
I don't either. That's why I tried to ask you, but I didn't get a straight answer.
Well, now it's different because now I'm in it. So now I'm in the cult. So
stop saying that. Oh,
well, Harry calls it a success cult.
Oh my God.
Like a cult for winning.
Do you work full time?
I work 4 days a week.
4 days a week?
Yeah.
That's interesting for people out there. That's very interesting.
Is it?
Well, people say you got to work 7 days a week in this business.
I feel like I want to work more.
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard to with.
But you're still anywhere between 1 to 3 a month.
Yep. And
you're building on that. So, yeah. Let me ask you this question before you go. This is my final question. As a mother and a wife, and you guys are running a household, how do you mediate that with your family? Like, how do you turn up at one time and then obviously you got to spend dinner with your family, but then you've got kid and then you've got husband.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Do you structure that, or what do you do? I don't want like your daily routine thing.
No, I know. I was actually talking to Caitlin about this morning.
Yeah.
She's like my mum friend in the business.
She's the best, man. She's another one that I'm so grateful
She
to.
was like social proof for me that
she's wonderful.
Before coming here,
person.
Everyone's like, oh, Caitlin's a mum. She's an agent. You can do it
She's
too.
She's of great character, exactly what we spoke about, but couldn't do the next part. So why? Yeah. What is it you do?
Well,
what is it you do?
I don't know if I do it well, but I have to have a lot of open conversations with Harry, and this is going to be a bit.
I love Harry because he helps us critique our.
So I have to say to him at times, I'm not going to be available during this period because I've got whatever appointment, but I'm going to make up for it after, and put Buddy to bed or whatever it is. So it's a...
How does he feel about that?
I think he thinks that I need to still set firmer boundaries. That
I respect that. He's a patient man. Like I don't know how I would like with my wife, with Mel. I don't.
Yeah, I know. I've spoken to you at 7 o'clock on a Sunday before and felt awful about it because I know you're with your kids. But
no, but like if that's different. I'm speaking to you, right? But if my wife was out there, obviously working those hours, plus I was working at the same time, I don't know. Like it would be. I think challenge it. Like,
Yeah,
how you how have
well,
you made...
then we also now are like, we've said we need help in certain areas and we just have to pay for it. Like we get the gardener in and we have a cleaner and because otherwise it becomes
But you're openly communicating when you see something, like you're basically saying, hey, I know this is happening.
Yes, as much as I can preempt it.
Yeah.
But I think I need to be firmer that when I'm responsible for watching our son or if I'm at home for dinner, I just need to, you know, if the phone call can wait till the next morning.
Yep.
But it's hard because sometimes it's, you know, I just want to answer it in the moment and
so what's the future? What's the future like for you? What's the future? What do you see? What do you truly believe?
Well, I believe I can get to a certain point where Harry can retire.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool. Does he love that?
He loves that. He would love to be on the golf course.
We're done, Harry. We're done. It's my personal mission now.
It's like this in-joke in our office, but it's true. Like, I think for our family
well, it's something that
and
you
structure,
like doing too on one side.
Yeah, and he unfortunately hates his job. So.
How many people do you have to help a month for that to happen?
do that?
Have you thought about that?
I have, yeah. I think
so these are too personal.
maybe
don't answer them.
4 or 5.
That's it. Yeah, you do that
so.
easy. Yeah,
I think
that'll work. That'll work. Okay, so 5 done.
Yeah.
So that's a good number.
Yeah.
5. Okay, so 5 done. Okay, so we've got to step into. You know, Bradley told me this. You should open the door, and you should step outside. Just take a step.
Yeah.
And then see that as far as you can go. Just see it for 1 second. All right, before your logical mind kicks in, just see it. As soon as you see it, step back in and carry on with your life.
Yeah, okay.
You should do that often. Just see it for a second. We just saw it. 5 done, Harry on the golf course.
I mean, I also want more kids.
Oh, that's awesome. How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking? 33?
33.
33. Yeah, it's fine. You should have another 3.
Yeah, I want to have another 2. This is very... I know this feels very strange talking about this so openly, but...
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but it's the truth. It's my truth and it's the truth.
Yeah, that's right. We can cut it out if you don't want it in.
No, I don't, you know.
But having kids is awesome, man. You know.
I know. I see. And I wish I started earlier. Just like I wish I started real estate earlier.
You don't have to wish anything. Just go have 3 kids and go do 5 a month and then you don't have to wish anything.
Well, like, if I can do and have that all, like...
Okay, so that's good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to focus on this app to help people like you have 3 kids, have a retired husband, do 5 a month, and work 4 days a week. And I'm going to do that.
That, to me, is the dream.
Okay, deal. We'll finish on that.
Okay,
thank you, Cecily.
Done. Thank you.